episode 2 of Body Language TV. I'm your host, Don Corey, and today we're going to continue our conversation about the Massachusetts special election between Scott Brown and Martha Coakley. Now, as I alluded to in the last episode, image is more important than a politician's stance on the issues. In fact, people will often remember more how a politician actually made them feel rather than what the politician said. And so, in that, over the last several years, I've developed a scoring system of 24 what I like to call positive gestures and 21 negative gestures. With that scoring system, I am able to predict at a very high rate who is going to win the election based on their nonverbal body language performance in the debate. Now, many of these positive gestures have been trained into most of our successful politicians. For example, Barack Obama, as you can see from the slides, and Scott Brown share many of the same gestures that they've obviously been trained to use. Let's look at them more in depth and how Scott Brown actually used them in the debate. The first one we'll look at is sincerity.
Now what I would do is I would recall that money and actually
showing that you're organized with 1, 2, and 3.
With the proposal on cap and trade, with the potential war tax, with the expiring tax cuts and marriage penalties coming back.
Showing that you're in control of the situation by holding the ball.
And that's one of the differences between Martha and me when it comes to national security.
Showing that you're authoritative but not aggressive by holding your finger and thumb together as your gesture.
And constitutional rights that they don't deserve.
Showing that you're confident in what you're saying by using your chopping gesture.
Because you hit it right on the head.
Now, I don't know if this next clip was choreographed or not, if Scott Brown was waiting for a question like this. You can't really tell. But what I can tell you is when someone puts their elbow up like this to scratch their neck, it's not about scratching their neck. It's about protecting themselves. And that comes across to your unconscious mind that he's trying to protect himself. As well, as I said before, this comes across as sincerity. So look at this and make up your own mind. And sure, comment on this, because I'd love to hear what your thoughts are.
It's preposterous to think that I would want to cut cancer screenings and cervical cancer. I live in a house full of women, first of all.
So I'm just going to play the clips of Martha Coakley here. But what I want you to do is look for the smirking, the moving of the head quickly, the wringing of the hands, the pointing of the fingers, and ask yourself, how does that make you feel? Okay, let's look at those.
And we need to do more than just do what Scott says we should do, which is do exactly nothing in the context of what I meant. So you are saying you'd take the money that your district got to prevent losing jobs and to grow jobs.
We still to support a cap and trade.
I don't mind discussing the differences, but I just want to be accurate. You're entitled to your opinion and your theories, but not your own facts, Scott. But that's the reason they were mandated. You're saying we're going to remove the mandate.
No, I noticed.
To prevent losing jobs and to grow jobs.
We still
with the first stimulus. But that's the point. Democracies have to work in ways and with additional.
So what happened here? Well, if we look at the gestures, Scott Brown in both debates outscored Martha Coakley 2-1 on the positive gestures. But if we look on the negative side, where it makes a bigger difference, Martha Coakley's negative gestures were 7 to every one of Scott Brown's 1 in the first debate. In the second debate, she actually improved, but it was 4-1. Clearly, this made a difference in how people felt about Martha Coakley. Now, on our next episode, we're going to talk about the appearance of the candidates and the environment that they debated in both debates. Thank you very much, and please comment on this episode so that we can improve for you.